Trent Williams had a groin, didn't return. Jalen Moore had a concussion, didn't return. Brock Purdy, stinger, didn't return. Aaron Banks, toe, didn't return. And Ambry Thomas, the hamstring. Go ahead.
What's your message to the team after a game like this?
I thought we came out hard, ready to go. Offense, defense, special teams. Getting the safety, moving the ball. But, for that first half, when you have those 3 turnovers and you do those things and you miss some opportunities and you're down 16-12, you got not much to show for. I thought we blew a bunch of opportunities in that first half. In the second half, when that third quarter was a rough one, when we get another turnover, the 100 yards in penalties, and when we had that punt and the false start before it, I believe, the personal foul out of bounds, we just twice our defense had it on their side of the 50 in the third, and then unraveled after that. So anytime you got 5 turnovers, over 100 yards in penalties, that's how it should be. And
the reception that brought through is separate, but was there anything generally going on that they were doing or that he was a little off on that you can just kind of describe what happened with those picks?
Yeah, the one that he was off on was the first one. Just read the coverage wrong and didn't expect someone to be back there and made a bad decision on the first one. Second one, corner made a hell of a play blitzing. He couldn't get it over him. The guy tipped it and ended up making it to himself. The third one, scrambling, I didn't really see what happened on it. I saw the end result. I don't know what happened on the ball, whether 14 made a play, whether they both hit it at the same time. But he broke out of the pocket on a big third down, had George and 14 coming back to him and threw it right at them, and it just bounced up and got another tip. And then the fourth one in the third quarter, and he was making the right decision, going to Christian on a check down, and someone hit him from the right side, and the ball came out sideways and went right to their linebacker. So I thought the first one was a big mistake, and the other 3 was pretty unfortunate for him.
He hasn't had a game like this, really. What did you see in his demeanor just as this was going on? What did you see from him?
I didn't mind his demeanor. He stayed in there, kept battling. Our whole team struggled there in the second half, so it just wasn't him. I know he was disappointed not being able to finish it there, but getting that stinger again, it was just wanted to keep him out of there and ready for him to bounce back next week.
Could he have gone back in if needed?
Possibly. I didn't even ask. I know he had a bad stinger, and we had 3 linemen out at the time, and I don't want him to go in and not be ready for next week.
You're concerned about beyond this week?
Nothing I'm concerned about, but you know how stingers are. It could be worse tomorrow, but I think he'll be all right.
Ambry Thomas's hamstring injury related to Jason Verrett going in the third quarter?
No, we wanted to get Verrett going a little bit just to mix him in there, get his feet wet. It's been a while since he's played, so he's been doing some good things in practice, so we wanted to give him an op out there just a little bit, and then I think we mixed in some more as Ambry had that, but also went with Luter a bunch too.
Well, he's mostly played outside in his career. It seemed like somewhat of a big ask. He hadn't played since 2021 into playing the slot. Did you guys consider, is this maybe too much in a game like this to put him out there?
That's what he's been playing here these last 2 weeks. That's what he played for the 4 weeks he was in Houston. That's what he wants to play, and that's what we think he looks the best at and where he can help us the most. So we think all the NFL games are big, regardless of which one, especially this time of year. And we felt he was the best guy for us with how practice has been going and for our roster right now.
Do you have any early sense on Trent's groin injury?
I don't. He tried to go back in. Trainer didn't think it was a good idea, so we'll get the MRI tomorrow and see how it goes.
You mentioned that third quarter. You just haven't seen this team kind of get knocked around for a full quarter. Do you think they got demoralized a little bit? What was kind of the feeling as that was happening?
I don't think we did anything on offense, and we turned it over. Then we had the punt, which basically was a turnover because of their return, and then the personal foul. And, that's a good offense, too. There's some guys that are hard to tackle. They are going to do that. I thought our defense came out ready to go, and we're doing a decent job. And they only can do it for so long. I thought the way we were struggling on offense in the third quarter led to some missed tackles. I think we gave 5 first downs on penalties today. Saw all that happen. So, no, I'm not going to sit and say they're demoralized or anything. We weren't very balanced throughout our whole team today. And I thought they came out ready to go, but when you turn the ball over, it doesn't really matter. And then the way that third quarter went, that was some bad football. And by the time the fourth started, it was out of hand.
Your play calling in the first quarter was very aggressive. 10
10 passes, 5 runs, and a lot of throws down the field. Was that your plan coming into the first quarter to attack with the pass like that?
No, it was to be balanced. We just, just would have came out. We've finished with a pick and stuff, so it wasn't any. We didn't make a conscious decision we're going to come out throwing. It was some of the looks we had, and felt we were moving the ball pretty good doing it.
Well, it's been so good almost every single week. Can you almost say, hey, he was due for something like this, and let's see what happens next? Can you put it in context like that?
I mean, I just think the fact he's played this long and never had a game like this, I mean, is pretty unusual. I think that's the reality of the NFL. I'm not saying it's bound to happen, but, I mean, wish he didn't have as many picks today. But, like I said, I think one of them was one he'd really like to have back. The other 3, I think, were unfortunate. We played a good team, didn't play our best football today, and that's what happens. We lost a game that we really wanted to win. We knew this was a big one. Our guys are real disappointed tonight. They should be. But when it comes down to it, we're still in the same situation that we were before the game started, and we got to take care of our business, and that's why it's all right to be upset tonight. We put a lot into that and didn't get out of it what we expected to. But we got to make sure we're ready for Washington when they come back on Wednesday, and coaches will be in there tomorrow, but a short week will keep them away and make sure we got a game plan ready for them on Wednesday.
Did the offense feel like it went back in sync on the McCaffrey touchdown drive where you got a lot of the yards and you finished it off with a touchdown? Did you feel like it was back, or that was things were still discombobulated?
No, we didn't feel like it went away. It's hard to, you don't score points when you turn it over, and we turned it over 3 times in the first half, and I think we had 9 yards of play at halftime. That we got a number of explosives, and we had 13 points to show for, or 12. Well, it was 12, right? With the safeties, so we got 10 on offense, and I was just thought we were doing some good things. We just, in order to score, can't give it back to them. You got to finish, and whether kicking a field goal or crossing the goal line, and when we were moving the ball, it doesn't matter how you move the ball if you don't score, and that's what we didn't do today.
Some of the guys had a pretty specific game plan to keep Lamar in the pocket. How do you feel like you defended him today, and do you think the defense played well enough to win, all things considered, like ignoring the penalty?
No one played well enough to win. I think if everyone looks at the score and see how that went, I was encouraged with a number of things. I loved how they came out. But the penalties, the number of first downs, there was times I thought we did a real good job containing Lamar. But just as a team, we gave him too many opportunities. And when they get too many opportunities, to me, based off our team, it's he's going to end up having his. And he did. He made some plays. We missed some tackles, which he's going to do to everybody when they get in space. But we had our moments. But those moments, you got to capitalize on them in all 3 phases, and we didn't.
How do you expect?
Going into the bye, you said that you thought that your team, your defense looked tired. Is that at all a concern as the year's ending, that fatigue might be an issue to end the season?
I think that is for everybody. No difference in anyone, but we're the same as everyone else in the NFL right now.
How do you expect Brock to bounce back from a game like this?
Brock, he'll bounce back. He'll be in there tomorrow looking at the film. He'll come to Wednesday ready to go. Hopefully his stinger clears up, which I expect it to, and our whole team will bounce back. I thought he came in and did a good job, real good job. Led us to a touchdown there. Wish we would have scored again there at the end. He was in a tough situation there with some of the 2-minute stuff, some of the guys who were, just in and out with, some of the receivers, the O-line, just some of the injuries and substitutions we had. But he had good command, and I didn't see what happened at the end. I was looking down the field. I don't know what happened on the sack, so I'll review that. But I was happy with Sam.
Last one. Offensive line injuries. Was Banks a re-aggravation of his turf toe?
They said it was his toe, and it was the same foot, so I'm assuming so.
And then if Trent or Jalen can't play next week, is Burford the next option there?
Yes. Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks.